spokesman in international affairs contact for the LRA, and he joins us now from Nairobi. Thanks for joining us on the program, Mr. Olweny. It seems the LRA still more active and more evil than we previously thought.
Well, the LRA are still active, but they're not fighting civilians. They are just waiting to conclude peace agreement. So the LRA is calling upon the government of Uganda to come back and conclude the peace agreement that was begun in Juba.
Okay, hang on a second, but what about this Human Rights Watch report? More than 300 killed, slaughtered in these 10 villages. What about that?
This is not true. This is not true. I'd like to state categorical to the world that the LRA is not responsible for the killings going on in Congo or in CAR.
So what are you saying? So you're saying that the Human Rights Watch made this up? You're saying the Human Rights Watch made this up? It's a 67-page report, a very detailed documentation, clearly a thorough and painstaking report.
I'm saying that it is the UPDF forces who are carrying out this killing. It is not the LRA.
So Human Rights Watch is
the government
making out
even
Human Rights Watch are completely wrong, are they?
Its forces are operating. Well, the human rights forces, they are not right to say that it is the LRA. The LRA is not killing these civilians. It is the UPDF which is killing. It is part of the propaganda of the government of Uganda, which has been carried out in Uganda, in Luero, in the 80s by the forces of Yoweri Museveni, and also in Congo, and also in Rwanda, in southern Sudan during the peace talks, and now
Mr. Olweny,
in the Central African Republic. It is the UPDF forces that are responsible, not the LRA.
Human Rights Watch are a very independent organization. It's a 67-page report. As I say, it seems to be a thorough and painstaking report, a very detailed documentation. They even name 2 LRA commanders, one known as Binani, another commander known as Obel. What precisely is the fiction? You have just mentioned that the LRA claimed to be only 100. How can 100 people operate with impunity against a force of UPDF forces of over 20,000 deployed in the area, and also supported by Southern Sudanese forces, supported by other international forces? How can these 100 people carry out such massacres? It is the government of Ugandan forces that are doing this. You have said in the past that Mr. Kony is not chiefly a bad man. I guess you still stand by that, do you?
Come again, please.
You've said in the past that Mr. Kony is not a bad man. I guess you still stand by that.
Yeah, Mr. Kony is willing to participate in the peace talks. He is the one who initiated the peace talks that took place in Juba. But it is the government of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni, who is intransigent in coming up with the peace talks. He doesn't want the peace talks because he has an agenda of property dispossession in the Great Lakes region, beginning with Uganda, in Congo, in Sudan, and now in Central African Republic. So it is upon the international community to bear pressure on the government of Uganda to come back to the negotiating table and conclude this agreement for the benefit of the people of Uganda, and also so that the LRA can come back peacefully to Uganda, but not to conclude this, not to continue with this propaganda campaign to deceive the world that it is the LRA killing the people, while it is its forces, the UPDF, that have been killing people in southern Sudan. I will draw your attention to the time during peace talks.
So, Mr. Olweny, I just want to jump in there. I really would like to jump in there. There's a flaw in your argument, because if Mr. Museveni really was behind this, then surely he would have let the world know about it as soon as it happened. But this is back in December, and it was a subsequent research conducted by Human Rights Watch, as I say, an independent organization that conducted this very detailed, very thorough research that came out with the facts that the LRA were responsible for this slaughter.
I will repeat to you and to the world that it is not the LRA responsible for these killings. It is the forces of the government of Uganda, so as to deceive the world, so as to get the support of the international community, and so as to besmirch the LRA's name. This is what has been going on throughout the last 24 years during the rule of the government of Yoweri Museveni. The world is tired of all these lies. The world is tired of this propaganda. The truth should come out now. We are documenting about all these propaganda and the fight of property dispossession in the Great Lakes region, and it will come out in the next few weeks, and the world will know about it.
Okay, Mr. Obonyo Olweny, appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.